Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how free-to-play games are correlated with the socialist democracy movement. Hear me out. So, free-to-play games, right? Basic model is you have base elements that are free for anyone to use, and you don't have to pay for it. And you pay, and the way the games make money in free-to-play games is by charging for luxury or extra items that are beyond the base game that you can play. Now, the socialist democracy, the healthcare movement that seemed to be mostly perpetuated by young people want it. Young people want the free-to-play games. Young people want the free healthcare. Now, it's kind of the same thing with free healthcare. People have been wanting. They feel like that they can't even get into the base. They don't have the money to get into standard base care, but they still want to be able to buy luxury or extra items if they want. But they kind of the way the mindset in both games and the government has been, okay. But so it started for games that people were, free to play games are mostly to do with, started with MMOs, they moved to other genres. But I think, that started from people from both games and out of games felt that things were charging a lot without giving you a lot to stay for. Like MMOs were charging, $15 a month, but maybe you didn't want to pay $15 a month. And it felt like companies and the capitalism was kind of draining people's resources without giving them things they wanted or needed, and so people stopped as much buying into the monthly paid models or the full price game models, because they felt that their money was being drained, and there was also a lot of options, more so than in games, more so than there used to be, and that sort of drove people wanting free to play so they could try it out. But people also were feeling kind of gypped by the game corporations, either not complete games or just monthly charges that they didn't want to pay, but they still wouldn't be able to play the game. And also the economic downturn, people didn't have as much money, which is also driving the socialist democracy movement. People didn't have as much money, and so they didn't want to buy a full price game. And they didn't have all this money that, in American history that we're used to. The middle class has been going down, and the amount of resources they own, the average household. And it's kind of the same thing with healthcare and socialist democracy. People used to be okay paying, a premium insurance because they had money. They had money to pay for the insurance. They felt they were getting value, and they felt the companies probably weren't as corrupt as they are now. And they had more money, so they were okay with paying for medical and health insurance, and they weren't being gypped out of their money. Same thing with games. People felt they had money and they weren't being gypped as much. And then started to become that they felt like they weren't getting enough content for their money. I think if the free-to-play model in games is any indication of how the coming elections will do, I believe the Democratic, or more specifically Bernie Sanders, will probably be the likely victor if the young people have the most say. Because mostly the young people that have been have been supporting the kind of socialist democracy or a more socialist healthcare system that other countries have, like Norway, as people have given examples. So that's how I think they kind of correlate. They both free to play and healthcare. They're both driven by young people. They both felt gypped by the corporations. That money is not as much as it used to be. Inflation. So people are coming out. Hey, if you're not going to give us fair prices, and we don't have and if we kind of feel like you've taken all our money, and we kind of feel like we're not getting enough for all the work we put in, either all the work you put in either in the game or their job. And so in both games and the government policies, healthcare, people are saying, hey, give us base rights. Give us some rights to play this game, and we'll support it. And if we want to pay more for things, we'll pay more. But people have been feeling that, hey, give me this stuff free. We think we deserve it after not trusting you for a long time, and all the controversies that have been going on with the game industry about not as good games, charging a lot per month, and the government, the capitalism, companies not paying people enough, not giving them good jobs, charging too much for items, building up the wealth of their client, their high CEOs and stuff. The same thing with game companies. So I think we're going to see a free-to-play model go into the government, which means free-to-play healthcare. That's all I got for you. We'll see how what happens in the future and how correct this theory might be. Thanks.